up anymore. When he do pop up, he's showing me some new shit. But I remember him telling me he plays somewhere else, and I was like, where? And he was like, he plays in the town next to mine because he said the competition over there was good. And I'm like, damn, for real? Basically, he said everybody in this area is ass, and he need to play people that get him excited because he can beat us with his eyes fucking closed and shit. That's what he basically said. He didn't say it, but that's how I took it. And the competition. And I'm like, where? And he was like, the town next to this one. And I'm like, alright. I said, what's the name of the place? And then I don't remember the name of the place. It was Video something. It was like Video Joe. It was one of them mom and pop video stores, but he had it set up nicely. Like he sold baseball cards because that was his shit back then. It was a kid's store. Everything kids wanted. He sold games, cartridges, like Nintendo cartridges, and he had like toys and shit, like nothing special, but like yo-yos and just shit like that. And he sold videos, and video stores was just great because you didn't even have to have money, or you didn't even have to rent nothing when you went in a video store. You could just go in a video store and you go in there and walk around and just look at the colorful covers, because the video store, they had the tapes behind the counter, so you could only look at covers when you walked around. And then they had that roped off area where the adult videos were, so you take a peek, try to close one eye and, you know, squint the other, see if you can see a titty with a nipple or something on one of the covers. Or if the guy turned his head, you would run in there real quick and look around and like, oh shit, look, and then run out real quick and you get kicked out for the day. But his store, it was a regular video store, and he had toys and shit like that. But he had a section for arcades. And when you walked into like the back and to the side, there was a section, and it was like a dimly lit area, and it had that. It reminded me of the one that used to be in the mall before it closed down. The one I mentioned in my very first video, introduction to Street Fighter, my introduction to Street Fighter 2 Part 1. That video, that arcade in the mall that got shut down, it reminded me of that because it was dark. The video store, the store part was lit, but when you walked towards like the back, it was a nice dim area, and all you could see was the fucking screens, the glowing screens. But Video Joe's, I think the name was, and Damien said he plays there now. He said they nice over there, and he mentioned this dude. He was basically like, I guess you could say he was the Justin Wong or the Daigo of my county, the county I lived in. He was like, because he can go to any town, he can go from town to town wiping out everybody. Like niggas were nice in their own town. You had a guy over here who was nice, and you go over to the next town, there was a guy who was nice, and you go to the next town, there's a guy nice. This dude went to every town wiping people out. And Damien was like, yo, I played him and he was busting my ass, man. And Damien got pissed because he didn't like losing. And I said, how bad? He's like, he beat me. I was like, how bad? He's like, he fucking beat me. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, who is it? And he's like, his name was Rocky. And I'm like, Rocky? I don't know if that was his nickname or what, but that's the name he went by, Rocky. And I heard of that name a lot. Every time I would hear niggas say, yeah, you nice, but Rocky this. I hear niggas say that. Niggas would whisper his name, say his name under their breath every time they was around arcade machines that had Street Fighter in the title. If you was playing World Warrior, you heard somebody mention Rocky's name. You heard his name at least once per day. At least. No matter where you was, if niggas was around, if there was more than 5 people there, you hear the name Rocky. And I kept hearing that name. I was like, yo, I heard of that name. I was like, so what? That's his home arcade? That's where he's like, yeah, that's where he plays at because he lives near it. So when he's not traveling, he's always there practicing. And he was like, the other people who hung out around Rocky, which is basically his fans and shit, they would laugh and tease Damien when he lost, because you know Rocky's his people and he represents their town, and Damien's from my town or whatever. But I was like, damn, how come you never told me? He's like, no, I never thought about it. I just go there sometimes. And Damien would walk. That's one thing about me. I didn't like walking far to play no fucking Street Fighter. If I could walk right up the street, this pizza shop is barely 1 minute from my house. Not even. I could run to the pizza shop in like 1 minute on a dot and get there. I would go across town and play, but that's if like I'm headed towards school, or if I'm like going towards a friend's house or whatever, or going to my grandmother's and I want to hang out at one of the places where they have Street Fighter in her area. But leaving town, I never did that. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna leave town, I'm gonna go to this next town that Damien's talking about. Even if he don't go, I'm gonna go with somebody. I told Walt, I mentioned it to Walt, I was like, yo Walt, you know Rocky, right? You know he plays at Video Joe's, and he's like, I heard about it. I was like, you ever been there? He's like, I've been there, but I never seen nobody playing in there. I was like, yo, they say Saturday, they always got something going on over there. Yo, next Saturday we go. And Walt was like, yo, fine. I'm like, alright. I'm excited. I'm like, yo, yeah, we're gonna see. And we wasn't going there to play, we was just going there to see. I wanted to see Rocky in action. I wanted to see this dude. I always heard his name, but I never paid it no mind because I was busy focusing on me. Street Fighter in my area. And this is when stuff start getting real, and this is where drama start getting serious. Like, yeah, a nigga got jumped for turning off the machines, and yeah, I kicked the window and shit like that. But shit start getting serious when you going into other towns challenging people. It's on some West Side Story shit. You know, when you got gangs of players trying to be the best and rep their area and try to go to another area to take over and be the best over there. You could not go to another area and be the best over there and nobody would do nothing about it. They would either practice and beat you off the machine, or they would beat you off of real life. They would fucking pound your face in for losing. And who you gonna run to if you in their area? You don't know where to run. You don't know the shortcuts of the, you know, whose backyards to hop over, you know, run past and shit like that. And I'm gonna get into that on the next episode of these old school arcade tales. Rocky's probably gonna be the main subject in the next one. Him and my first time getting jumped. Yep, I got jumped. I'm probably going to get into a few things, but main subject is going to be Rocky and me getting jumped. Damn. I should have kept my ass in the pizza shop, man. Shit. Can't believe that shit happened. Well, I can, but it's like, you don't think about it. It never happens to you, and it's just not in your head. And man, I remember somebody told me I should beware. I think it was my friend. I had an Asian friend named John, and he was getting into Street Fighter 2. Not Street Fighter 2, but he was getting into Street Fighter as well, Champion Edition. Yeah, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, but he started getting into it because I was always talking about it in school and shit. And his house was closer to Video Joe's. So I would hang out at his house and we would go from there. But I don't want to go too far ahead. I'm going to talk about me and Walter heading to Video Joe's the next Saturday that popped up, and what happened when we went, which is basically nothing, because you know we was just there to see who this dude is and what his skills were, and he has some fucking skills. Anyway, I'm about to grab something to eat, have a smoke, and probably fall asleep or some shit. Till next time, later niggas.